Very impressive price action coming out of our favorite asset as we beat a psychological level. Yesterday's analysis pointed at a strong potential of a 5-day closure upside of a key conversion of support. That absolutely happened, and the odds are now favoring the bulls more so than ever. Welcome back to the channel on this Hump Day Wednesday. This is ARCa. Let's dive into ticker symbol FNGR. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. Let's go ahead and dive straight into ticker symbol FNGR. What an impressive day today, I must say so myself. I think we've been saying that almost every single day here, Ben. So it's getting nice to recognize that retail is finally getting a little bit of a break here. And today, the price action in the after hours reached a massive $6.15. And I guess, you know, we're 30 minutes ago we got that closure. So let's see. Yeah, nice. We closed at 607 in the after hours trading. Very, very impressive. So, okay, sorry team. I just paused a little bit because I thought I was not recording here. Anyway, so let's dive in straight to the price action here. And I want to point out that I don't know if you noticed this, right? If you were observing the price action with me in our live trading today, that's awesome. You may have noticed this, but the 570 area was just 559 to like 570 ish was just getting so slammed and used and reused, right? And I was trying to find out why. And I would forget to look at the 5-day time frame here, but I wanted to point this out because we talked about it before and we never actually looked at it in the live. But this right here, the NOT 618 at 567 and literally 560 something to around 570 something was where we were just bouncing, so resisting and supporting until we finally bounced out of it. And of course, it's the NOT 618. And also the, we've pointed this out before, between the NOT 618 and the NOT 382 Fibonacci ratio is your golden pocket. So yeah, we would face a pretty nice bounce to the upside here. And notice how the 5-day candle is bouncing from the bottom side of the NOT 382, right? So we're getting that bounce to the upside, and now we finally got that 5-day closure that we were waiting for. And why were we waiting for it? Well, because over the last 2 weeks, we haven't had a candle closing upside of the newly converted resistance into support. And now we did, right? So this is the resistance into support conversion is in respects to this broadening descending wedge, right? The descending broadening wedge, this formation here. So we're breaking outside of it, right? And we want to make sure that we can validate the supports first of all, and then break out of this and start getting some closures, especially 5-day, larger time frame closures, upside and clean out of the support line. And we just got that first iteration today, which now introduces the higher probability of upside coming in. Targets that I'm looking for coming into tomorrow, I even feel weird to say this, but 624 to 722 is a probability here. Okay, so it's in the cards is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that we're going to go all the way to 722, but I'm saying that it's in the cards. Okay, so just to kind of just watch out, right? There could be a lot of take profits even still, right? I know a lot of people were taking profits at that $6 zone, and the people who weren't really paying attention to the level 2 or to the time and sales didn't really notice that $3 million a book entry, right? So a long entry. So that should have been enough information for you to maybe hold back from getting rid of the asset at that psychological level. Is usually when we beat those new psychological levels, you tend to get a lot of take profit. Nothing wrong with that, right? I'm just trying to say that it would be wise to pay attention to your surroundings before making a move, right? Just like you would crossing the street. Make sure to look left, make sure to look right, and then you walk across, right? In this case, like you would be saving yourself from a potential disastrous move, which would, in essence, tell you that you maybe pulled the trigger a little too early. But to be honest with you, I am a fan of taking profits while they are there. So fair enough, okay? But I just want you to be aware over what's happening in your surroundings. Okay, so yes, you have my targets here. I'm thinking, but let's validate this, okay? Because there are several other things that we really need to talk about here. I'm going to try to make this video as fast and as short as humanly possible here, right? So now coming back into this regression here, so we beat the regression, right? We broke right out of it, and now this is a daily closure upside and clean out of that regression, which also represents a potential continuation to the upside. So everything is looking very bullish. Now, in respects to the daily volatility versus momentum backtest, which is this is the chart that we're in. This is indicating a continuation to the upside to a few targets that are already familiar to you, particular to this right here, the 35 spot 13%, otherwise the 35 spot 12% or standard deviation, where the 68% of the results land within the bell curve, right in here. These are your average performers. And it's calculated out of the mean, which is 33 spot 40%. We have, and we noted this, and we already got long the asset based on this signal firing right down here, right at that area of 428. It was I'll tell you right now, at the area of about 447, the signal fired, and then this thing has led to the upside even still, right? It's been quite a while here. So the signal is still going. We have just to correct it, right? Remember, it fired here, yes, but then we got an upside. And then volatility came back in here. I have to reiterate this again because we have new viewers. I forgot. Okay, so the upside got invalidated because we came back into critical contraction. So we're coming out of contraction into expansion, right? So as long as we don't touch the area that we came from, the move is still fired. So we came back, and then we noticed that we reset it within a single day. So it pushed our targets further to the upside. Okay, so now the signal refired again right here. Right about there. Okay, so which was around $5.18. But this was not our entry, actually. If I can be very clear over the entry that we spoke of, it was actually down here. So I spoke of the entry as a bear trap for the community. I said that we would likely set up a massive bear trap at around the area of 385, which is right down here, right? And that was giving us the target that we could potentially face. I guess there was a lot of machine gun Kelly trigger fingers over here, right? That got a little too excited upon reaching that 396 zone, and then we just got this thing to really solidify that bear trap that we spoke about, and then price action just literally never came back, right? So we were able to tell that we were going to face a bottom side of around 385. So if you did get that entry or near there, congratulations to you, and we are now on that way up. We revalidated the signal towards the upside. And this is how we're given the standard deviation of an area of 716. Sounds familiar because we just spoke about that, right? So I'm looking at a target between 624 and 722, 716 being right under that 722, which is it's the top side of this range here. So it's very curious that it would be leading that way. The next targets that we need to figure out here or worry about is actually this, a 68% move to the upside based on the upper bound of the first standard deviation, which I've also calculated. And that is, I'm just going to show you here. That is this right over here. You have your upper bound performers of the first standard deviation leading to a 68 spot 52% move to the upside. And that target is very confluent with the 2 spot 618 at 882. And the statistical upside is 888. Okay, so it's geometric and it's psychological. So I love what's happening here, team. I definitely see a resistance coming up. Relatively soon, right? So my discretionary resistance was located already here before the back test of 726 to 752. If we do get that upside of the first standard deviation, that would be indicative of around an 880 move or 882 to 888. And then we could, proceed from there. Likely with getting this type of upside, that would pressure the macro timeframes into higher probability upsides, like the 5-day time frame. Already getting a read to the upside. It's barely getting it, but that's what would happen. Upon getting those topside targets, we would likely see the momentum shift entirely for the macro timeframes, and we do want that. Okay, now looking at this, let's see here. Yeah. Okay. So let's see, seven or the top side of what was it, 615. Look at this. We were already looking at the one spot 272 at 617 yesterday. Here's the resistance that we spoke of. Why was that talked about? Well, that's because the triangle. This is the first area of take profit. We spoke about this just yesterday. We measure it from the hypotenuse all the way down here, and this is the first breakout candle, right? We apply it to that breakout top, and that gives us a target of 622. So I said that's very confluent to the one spot 272 at 617, and guess what we just reached in the after hours? We went straight to that $6.15. Here you go, right there, bam. So the targets that we're talking about are being reached very nicely. The next targets to look at, of course, now you're going to see some more relevance. Okay, here it is. Check this out. 695 to 711 based on the center of the triangle. So taking a trend line from the hypotenuse in the middle of the triangle all the way down here, that's your second target for the bulls, right? So you have people trading the breakout of the candle. I'm sorry, of the formation. You have people trading the center of the formation target, and people trading the very back side of the triangle. So three sets of bulls are trading this formation here. Okay, so now that center is from this point to this point here, and we apply it to the breakout. That is telling us that we would reach a target of where $7.11, and we have a range of 695 to 711. Let's go back to our first chart and take a look at what we have here. Take a look at that, 624 to 722. Moving on to the chart that we had right after that, take a look at the discretionary targets that we had over here, 726 to 752. And now moving on to this target here, we have 651. Right in here we have the 617 to 626, but here 651 to 660, and the top side of our triangle being this over here, landing right at the 711, 695 to 711. So all of these are rhyming together. Everything is in harmony. I'm talking about statistics, psychology, geometrics, the technicals, everything. Everything is absolutely rhyming right now. I definitely love what's happening for FNGR, and I am expecting some further price action to that upside. Okay, so please always manage your risk properly, right? You want to make sure that you can capitalize on these opportunities and not just miss out. Okay, so yeah, we're at a very key resistance now. 617, I think. Let's see the top side of this candle here. 618, right? 618 is going to be a very difficult area to get over, but you already know that we're on our way to that path there anyway. Okay, team. So now let's go ahead and go over. Let's see what else we have left here to observe, right? So, oh yeah, right. The bi-weekly time frame, EMA 21 over the EMA 55, aka your silver cross, is getting very close to succeeding here, and we could be looking at that fairly soon. Okay, the last part of the analysis here is the RSI. We have every single time frame starting from the 30-minute upside of the SMA 14, right? Take a look at this. Every single time frame RSI signal represented by the cyan line or the teal line, and the SMA 14 represented by the pink line. Every single RSI signal is upside of that 14 simple. And I mean, take a look at this here on the daily time frame. Upside pivot. We're getting that correction upside pivot on the SMA 14, highly likely to continue. And a very bullish crossover here on the buy daily. It literally just happened. Wow, it happened over the last couple of days. And of course, we still are honoring the drive of bullish divergence on the 5-day time frame. So we very nice bounce from the SMA 14 I'm sorry, actually, I guess we used the SMA 14 bounce into the gravitational zone and pull in, right? So we used it very nicely here, and it is still suggesting an upside. A little bit of danger here because it is in the gravitational zone, but we absolutely have the SMA 14 and the prior zone's gravitational zone for a bounce to the upside. So I definitely love what I'm seeing here for FNGR. You already know the top side targets. Of course, we can evaluate further targets. You already got those two. Right, so now it's about observing and making sure to manage our risk on that way up. So please make sure to tune in live at 6:30 to 6:40 a.m. typically Pacific Standard Time at market open. Okay, team. So please take whatever I do show iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. But congratulations to you if you've actually pocketed the entries that we've talked about, right? But with that said, I wish you well a very, very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.